Hello, and welcome to the Schooner Pod. I'm your host, Bobby Howard. We are back for the Weekend Spread, Volume 3, Episode 3. We're here to talk some picks. With me today, as always, we got Jamison, we got Ty, and we're going to edit him in, as we always do, Boatin Blake with his Captain's Dice pick, which seemed to be pretty rocky. So last week I went 3-3. Jamison went 4-2. Ty also went 3-3, and Blake went 2-4. I think I also mixed up Jamison's. He went 2-4 as well. So,
unfortunately,
anyways, that's okay. Hey, everything's still really close. You know, Jamison's still in the lead for the season at 8-6. Everyone else is kind of behind him. But hey, it's a new week, new opportunities. We're getting the vibe. We're starting to understand the season. So without further ado, let's just get to the picks. So let's start off hot right off the top here. West Virginia at Oklahoma State. Cowboys off a disappointing, sloppy performance against Tulsa are favored by 8.5. This is 2:30 on ABC. So, Ty, do you think OSU, obviously they looked about as bad as it can look. Do you think they bounce back against West Virginia and have a solid performance here?
I have no idea, and I don't think that anyone can realistically say that they do either. This season is just beyond unpredictable. If we're going to base it on last week, I don't even see how Oklahoma State is even favored in this game. Based on them almost losing to Tulsa last week. So, sorry. Ooh. So, I don't know. West Virginia, who knows? No one knows. So, I'm still going to ride with Oklahoma State here because I like, 8.5 at home. So,
Jamison, your thoughts?
Yeah, the thing is, that game was ugly, but whenever Shane Ellingsworth came in, it definitely did look like they had a spark where they could get the ball to their Tylen Wallace in the receiving game. And if you're thinking about Spencer Sanders coming back, I feel like Gundy was kind of pushing that in the after the game. This dude just had a high ankle sprain. High ankle sprains put you out for 4 weeks. Like, he ain't going to be back. He was in a walking boot. If he's out there, it's not going to be anywhere close to what he is. But if Shane Ellingsworth shows up, this was like a 4-star, like a decent 4-star ranked quarterback, out of their last class in 2020. Like, he's talented. He's out of California, and he showed it. And I think that offense can take off. West Virginia we thought was going to be a laughingstock this year. They came out and played really good in the first game, but I'm not buying it. I'm going to go OSU 8.5.
Yeah, there was a palpable buzz when Ellingsworth, or whatever his name is, came into the game. It just, everyone seemed like it just changed the entire mood at Boone Pickens. But, I don't know. I think this West Virginia team, I know they showed up against Eastern Kentucky, whatever. And it's just really hard to pick against OSU, especially when they're wearing the Thurman Thomas throwbacks. But I don't know. I don't know if I can pull the trigger after what I saw last Saturday. I think West Virginia keeps it close. I see this as like a backdoor, sloppy, close game. So give me the Mountaineers to cover, but I don't feel great about that. It's going to be close. So we'll see how that turns out. I think it'll be a very good game. I'm certainly excited.
Dang it. Okay, so we're already 2 losses on this card. God, that's not looking good. I got to get more than 2 wins this week. Okay, next, West Virginia, OSU. Come on, OSU. Come on. Wait, who's the team? No! Ah! God, I got the bottom feeders. God, this is a bottom feeder card. Bottom feeders. Oh my God, 8.5. I know OSU didn't play good last week, but this is oh my God. Oh my God, there's no winners on this card. There's one winner. We got OU. We have no winners. These are awful lines.
Speaking of games that probably won't be good, Kansas at Baylor.
Yes!
The Baylor Bears are finally finally maybe going to play football. We mentioned in our earlier episode of the Schooner Pod that Kansas State's having issues with COVID. Kansas is having issues as well, apparently. So Baylor might have another game get postponed. Let's hope not for the Bears' sake.
I hope so. I hope so at this point. I want it to become a storyline. It gets funnier by the week.
Oh, yeah. It just compounds. It's brilliant. So KU at Baylor. Kansas coming off a just embarrassing loss to Coastal Carolina to start the season. I'm disappointed this game isn't at 9 p.m. Every Kansas game needs to be at night now. Jamison, do you see the Jayhawks making this thing interesting? Is there any shot of a Kansas cover?
I really want to say yes, Bobby. I really want to, but the writing on the wall just keeps pointing me away. Do I go with my heart or do I go with my brain? Ty, I think he might go with his heart here.
Let's go with Ty.
When you go with your heart. It's more fun when you go with your heart. Give me Kansas. I know they're going to get whooped. I know exactly it's going to be bad, but if they do cover, it's going to feel so good, and it wouldn't feel nearly as good if I picked Baylor and they covered. Give me Kansas. It's fun cheering for the Jayhawks.
That's a dangerous game right there, but Ty, are you drinking the KU Kool-Aid here?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I have slapped the bag of KU Kool-Aid for the past 2 years and gotten the betting equivalent of just rampant, uncontrollable diarrhea for every single time I've done it. Never again in my life am I going to pick Kansas, including if some weird spot in the future where they're actually good and we know they're going to cover. Never again in my life am I going to pick Kansas. This is absurd. I'll probably pick Kansas next week, but this is Baylor. It's because Baylor hasn't been the one that is getting the COVID. Like they've had the other teams cancel on them. They're out there. They're practicing. They're wanting to play. It's at Baylor. It's a relatively any line where you're favored by less than 3 touchdowns over Kansas, I consider to be extremely reasonable. Kansas is a joke. Their running back, probably he's not as overrated as Chuba Hubbard, but he's pretty overrated. I think it's just because he's the only name that anyone recognizes on the team. Absolutely, Baylor's going to blow them out of the water. They have their new coach because their old one left to like the Cowboys or something. I don't know.
Panthers.
But yeah, no, Baylor all the way.
This hurts. I need somebody in the driver's seat.
This is a safe bet because we know it's probably not going to be played anyways. Also, relatively equal chance that Kansas just absolutely wins as well. No one knows this season.
Bobby, join me. I need somebody to have a lot of fun with. I thought Ty was going to come with me. The fun is going away.
I warned you guys in the text the other day. After them losing all of last season, I picked them to win 4 games, and it was just it never worked out for me. They burned me. Fool me once. They've fooled me about 37 times now. So I'm done with it.
Okay, there's almost 0% chance that the dice don't give Blake this Kansas line. So you're going to have Blake there. I guarantee you after this clip is done, you're going to see Blake going, no, or whatever he always does.
Oh, come on. Away. Home. No!
It's just going to be a collection of little grunts where it's like, it gives him Kansas plus 16.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever watched. I'm not going to lie. When I watched that first roll.
It's absolutely electric content. Listen to the full Captain's Dice episodes. Those are great. But yeah, no, Baylor is going to romp over Kansas. I know they haven't played yet. I know they're missing Denzel Mims, which obviously was a huge target for Charlie Brewer and helped him out a lot. So honestly, I have no idea what Baylor looks like, but I definitely know what Kansas looks like, and it's bad. So
they've gotten worse. It's like insert the PewDiePie "It's evolving just backwards" meme right here for Kansas.
Here's the thing about the Coastal Carolina thing. It's like they didn't sneak up on them. They beat them last year. They knew they were good, and they got beat even worse.
Y'all, Coastal Carolina whooped on Friday Night Football too to Campbell. They ain't that bad of a team. And now, do I want to walk back on this Kansas pick? Absolutely. Do I regret it? Because I would not like to be alone in this. But is it going to feel so much better if they somehow do cover, even if it is like a 20% chance? That feeling is worth so much more than one game right now.
No, I mean you're tremendously emotionally hedged here. Like I understand that as a recovering Kansas picker. Like, if you go into it knowing you're gonna lose, then it doesn't disappoint you when you lose, but if they win, it's just the greatest thing ever. But here's the secret. They never do. It never happen.
You know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. You got the high of the highs. That's what everybody wants. Come on, get on.
This is like just dabbling in heroin is what you're doing.
I didn't take any stepping stool.
The high, bro.
I went straight to the heroin.
This is like the episode of Breaking Bad where Jesse starts trying to deal at the recovery meetings. Jamison's over here. You're trying to you don't get Ty back into these bad habits. Look, if you have an issue with betting Kansas, you can talk to me. I'll talk you out of it. It's a bad idea.
If you're betting Kansas, you have an issue with betting Kansas. There's not like.
Look, we'll start our own meetings. Kansas Pickers Anonymous.
Kansas Baylor. Please, dear God, Baylor. Let me move the keyboard. Keyboard's bad luck. No way. No way I can get Kansas. Oh my God. That means if I get Kansas, then there's no way I'm getting more than 2 wins. So. Oh, wait! Oh my God. Okay. Oh my gosh. Plus 16.5. That's such a sucky number. What are these? That's a good cover for Baylor. That's 2 scores field goal. 2 score field goal win. What is this? What am I supposed to do with this? They're not going to keep them within 2 touchdowns. What? They keep Coastal Carolina within 2 touchdowns. Oh my God. Loss. Oh my God. Okay.
Either way, we've given this game too much time. Absolutely too much time.
Yeah.
Baylor's going to kick their ass. So moving on, Iowa State at TCU. Somehow Cyclones are favored by 2.5 after that embarrassing game against Louisiana. TCU as a home dog with Max Duggan coming back. I don't know, guys. I'm feeling pretty good about the Frogs. But I don't know if I'm going to pick them yet. So
pick them. Go first.
Okay, I'll go first then. All right, give me the Frogs to win this. I think Gary Patterson, he goes up and down. Every time you have kind of a bad season, he usually tends to bounce back. And even last year wasn't even that bad. They just got really, really unlucky with some of those close games. So give me the Frogs. The Frogs, home dogs. They got this. Yeah, give me TCU easy. Jamison?
See, you think TCU is, they're going to be a really, really fun team to watch. They just got the transfer and the waiver granted for Marcel Brooks, the former 5-star guy that was at LSU. He's going to be a great player on that team. And then you had the 5-star running back that they just signed in Zach Evans. How much running is Zach Evans going to get? Is he going to be a feature back? I don't know. I don't see any report on it if he's going to be a big-time guy, but he's got talent. TCU's got a lot of talent. The thing is, Duggan is not starting. He's active, but I'm guessing he hasn't had enough practice time in recovery from his heart procedure. It's great news that he's back, and he coming back from heart surgery, a congenital heart surgery. A lot of the times that can take people out for their whole life in sports. But we're very lucky that it was something that it wasn't something that would take him out. But I don't know. This one's really, really hard for me as well. I think TCU's got it in them to win, but it's hard for me not to pick Iowa State here just because they've already played. And that's kind of what I've gone with moving forward. The teams that have already played, even though they played poorly, they've got a good coach that can rally and use that as a learning tool moving forward into something better. And I think that's why they are the favorite. Even though they are overrated, I still think that having that one game beforehand is going to help them a lot. So I'm going to take Iowa State -2.5. Do not feel good about it, but I think definitely having experience this season is extremely helpful.
Yeah, I think I agree with Jamison on the fact that the line is what it is, and Iowa State is probably favored because they have played. Regardless of that game, we know they're more of a certainty, whereas TCU is not. But Gary Patterson is such a smart coach. And he's a way better coach than, that coward Matt Campbell, too. But, I guess I'll give him credit. He's not a coward anymore because the whole coward, recurring joke came from the fact that he wouldn't move on to the NFL or, as like a coordinator or, to another position. And now I don't think he even has the option. So I don't think you could say he's a coward because now everyone knows he's trash. And formerly a coward. But yeah, I got to go with Gary Patterson. And I just think TCU at home, they also had a game canceled on them. I think they were the reason it got canceled, though. But I got to go with TCU. And then, probably the biggest factor, I just came up with that all of what I just said I came up with right now. I was going to pick TCU from the start because I found a really good meme for if they lose. So, like, if they win, then they win. It's fine. No one says anything about it. It's a W for my record. But if they lose, I have a really, it's going to kill in the group chat if they lose. So,
Iowa State TCU, please, dear God, don't make me cheer against my frogs. Please, dear God, dear God. No! Oh, that's a loss. That is a loss. Oh, dang. ISU +2.5 or -2.5. Such a well, I guess like I said, if teams win this game, it's gonna show how indicative, it's gonna be indicative of how they're gonna be all season. But I don't want that to happen, so we're gonna lose one this week.
Let's move on to a game that I think will be a pretty easy conversation here. Texas at Texas Tech. Horns favored by 18. Are we going to see more horns up here, guys? Jameson, what do you think?
Yes, you are. Horns up. -18. That's all we need to say. Bobby was wrong as wrong could be on the last time, not wanting to pick the horns. Come on over. -18 versus Texas Tech, a team that almost lost to Houston Baptist. Absolutely embarrassing effort. Give me Texas.
Look, I'm not going to do the horns up, but I'm also not going to make the mistake I did last time, which is make a really dumb bet just to make a joke on this show. Give me Texas to cover this easy. This is I feel like I might have just cursed the bet because last time I said Texas was going to cover something easy, they went and lost to TCU. So maybe I'm just jinxing everything and you should bet against me. However, come on, Texas. This is easy. Ty, what do you think?
I can really see Blake wanting Texas. Again, for the listeners, he's picking based off dice rolls, but he still gives analysis and who he would want. And I could really see Blake thinking that Tech is going to cover here. But this is a Texas home game. Absolutely. Give me horns up. Give me Texas. And I think the only thing that worries me is we've reached that point in the season, 2 or 3 games in, where people start to give Sam Ehlinger Heisman odds before he just absolutely shits the bed, as is tradition. So that does worry me, but I don't think we're at that point yet. I think his drop off is coming a little bit later. But this Tech team, abysmal. Easy cover here for Texas.
But we're gonna come back with Texas Tech. Texas gotta get this. Tech is trash. FCS bottom barrel. Trash team. Trash. No! What the heck? Oh, these are all Austin P style bets. Oh, God. +18? Ugh! I don't even like that number. What football score can even get to an 18? Oh no, that is not a good. That's not a good number. That's not a good number. The Red Raiders beat the Baptist Huskies. D3 school. D3.
Let's move on to a game that I really regret that I had to put on the slate. But here we are. I guess it's one of two ranked games. So here we go. Louisville at Pitt. I'm so sick of both of these teams. I'm so sick of the ACC. Throw them in the trash. This one's a mess. Pitt. I knew Pitt wouldn't cover 22. I kind of feel like they're going to cover 3, though. Louisville was not good at all. Has not looked great once this season. Looked pretty bad against Miami. I'm going to wager that, as good as Derek King looks, I think a lot of that has to do with Louisville being as bad as they are. So give me Pitt to cover 3. Ty, who do you got?
I think that Louisville still being top 25 is only because it's such, a small pool of teams. I don't believe in anything from this. At Pitt, again, never a safe option when they're favored. But 3 points, it's at Pitt. I was supremely unimpressed by Miami week 1. And I know, like I said, every week is different. But they looked absolutely dominant against Louisville. And Louisville just looked terrible. And I don't see them going to Pitt and, winning or losing by, I don't see them covering. It's not, I got to go with Pitt here.
Yeah, cool. Louisville's defense looked absolutely atrocious. They were just broken plays, holes in the defense, embarrassing. Pittsburgh, even though they didn't cover Syracuse, I still think that they played pretty decent for the kind of bad plays that they had. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities there. I feel very good about Pitt. They would have been my wild card game if not. So give me Pitt -3.
We got to get here. Pitt Panthers are my redeemer. Oh my God. Come on, Pitt. Come on, Pitt. Home dice. Yes! Okay, my Panthers. We're running with the Panthers. 3 weeks straight, baby. But we got this. This is fine. We got 2 wins. We got 2 wins now. That's how much we get every single week. So we got 2 wins. Gosh, this.
Our last non-OU game. The SEC is back, folks. I'm thrilled about this. I got to say, really weak opening schedule if your best game is Kentucky at Auburn at 11 a.m. on the SEC network. Maybe come back with a bigger bang, guys. Like, what are you doing? So we got Kentucky at Auburn. Auburn somehow only favored by 10.5. Jamison, are you feeling the Tigers here, or are you feeling the Wildcats? You think the Mark Stoops boys have an upset on them?
Yes, I do. I really like Kentucky this year. I believe so. Terry Wilson, their quarterback, is a transfer. Forget from where. Now here I am talking on the pod, acting like I don't know anything. But 10.5 is a great line. Kentucky is a good team. Auburn is just not someone that's really, jumping off the page to me. I feel like their defense was very, very centered around Derek Brown. And without Derek Brown, I think that's going to definitely take a big hit for them. And I think did Terry Wilson transfer, or is he the guy that was already there and the guy that transferred? I don't even freaking know. Give me Kentucky. I think Terry Wilson was the guy from Oklahoma, and now I'm mixing it up in my head, and the transfer is the backup. I don't care. Give me Kentucky. Golly, that was horrible.
That's all right. Hey, that's all good. Ty, who do you got?
I got to go with Auburn here. I really don't understand why Kentucky is ranked. I don't have that much confidence in Auburn either because, who knows this season, but I like the 10.5 line. I'm not, Jamison obviously knows a lot more than I do about, college football, but I'm a bit curious as to why he thinks 10.5 is a good line in terms of Kentucky covering. Cause I really see that this line could be, higher. This could be a 16.5 point line. And I don't think anyone would really question it. And that would be a little more, borderline for me, but I think 10.5 at home. Well, you don't have to, obviously, because Jamison just didn't. But I'm going with Auburn.
Okay, well, my first thought seeing the line, I was really surprised that Auburn wasn't favored by as much. I'm surprised it was 10.5. That seemed really low to me. And I'm just, something smells wrong with this game. Auburn only being a 10.5 favorite, Kentucky actually being ranked, and the fact that I know Bo Nix isn't actually that good. Auburn also, Bo Nix is so overrated. And not only that, next week, Auburn has to go to Athens, play the Dogs in the South's oldest rivalry. So they might even be looking ahead a bit. I don't know how much credence you give to that, but I don't know.
This is basically week one. This is week
still
one,
this feels weird. I don't know. I think all signs should point. It seems too obvious that Auburn should cover this. That's why I'm going with Kentucky. Feels like a trap, big time trap. I need to get an Admiral Akbar clip to play for these because that'd be perfect. So just imagine that.
I gotta stop. I gotta. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I gotta absolutely say everything I said was wrong about the quarterback Kentucky. I have no idea where I was getting from a transfer quarterback. Terry Wilson's the guy that's been there for a while. He's been there for this will be his third season.
He transferred from high school.
That's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
He transferred from Garden City. I just looked it up. He was originally an Oregon commit and then went JUCO, and he's been at Kentucky for the past 3 years. So where I got that information, I don't know. I'm still going with Kentucky. This could be a week I go 0-6, though. I don't feel good about any of these.
I don't know. This one is so – Auburn has that name recognition, too, that when we haven't seen them, you just assume that they're good. So
that's why I'm feeling Kentucky here. So
pretty indifferent to this pick, but I would like Auburn. Just this needs to be a winner. So just Auburn home. Okay, good. We back. 3 wins this week. 3 wins. Oh yes, 10.5. Okay. Number not good. Not a football score, but it's all right. So
the main event, the big game that we're here to talk about. Kansas State at Oklahoma. Big nude Saturday on Fox. Sooners favored by 27.5. Do you think OU gets this cover? Ty, what do you think?
Absolutely. At home, we've got things we blew Missouri State out with about a quarter and a half of actual football being played and then just coasting. I think that there is so much potential with this. And we weren't even we didn't even look like we were even trying that hard against Missouri State. I think this Kansas State team is absolute garbage. And I think that we're going to see a different level of play by OU now that it's a conference opponent, especially in that revenge game aspect. And I like this because 28-35 is sort of Lincoln Riley's threshold for how far he's willing to beat a team before he starts to let off the gas. And that is something that I always look at with OU games. Those big lines worry me because we potentially wouldn't have covered that last game, even though we very well could, because he sort of has that threshold that he doesn't like to blow teams out. And, I respect that against Missouri State because, they're doing us a favor by coming and playing us, basically. I know they get paid for it and their guys get to be on, they didn't get to be on TV, it was pay-per-view. But, those teams are essentially doing us a favor by playing us. So I kind of respect that. But conference opponents, different thing. Lincoln Riley, always willing to win by 4 touchdowns. He'll stay on the gas, and I really, really like this OU line.
I'm a big fan of it, too. I feel like I'm getting full deja vu about last year's Kansas State game. It was about the same line. I called it an absolute lock. This one's higher. But look, Skylar Thompson not being healthy, huge minus for Kansas State. OU's going to come out firing, motivated. I'm excited. I think OU covers this. I'm not going to say easy, but I think 28 is not too much to ask for. So give me the Sooners to cover this one. Jamison, final thoughts on OU?
Yeah, by far the most confident I feel on any pick this week. By far. K-State's the team that's we don't even know if they're going to be healthy enough to play due to COVID. They've lost all of their running backs, the guys that screwed us over last year, and Skylar Thompson isn't healthy. I don't see anything that's going to stop us from scoring points and running them to the ground. I really think this is going to be an easy one.
K-State OU, please, dear God, I can't. Especially with this number, no K-State, no K-State, no K-State. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Yes! Oh, yeah. Oh, starting out good. I don't know what this is good because last week loved the card and the results were not much better, but at this point, you can't trust the bottom half of the Big 12. You can't trust the bottom half of the Big 12. Oh, that was a big one. Okay, 1-0 on the slate right now. Okay.
We're all on board with the Sooners. So let's go to our wild card pick. So obviously got a wide array of picks to choose from. Jamison, who's your not first wild card? Who's your only wild card?
Yeah, I would have loved to pick Pitt, but now there is another game that I really like as well. I'm taking Louisiana Lafayette minus 13.5 over Georgia Southern. I understand that bettors last week were not happy with the way they played versus Georgia State. But Georgia State was a good team. If you don't forget about, they beat Tennessee last year. This is a decent football program moving forward. And it looked like they were just kind of coming off the hangover of their win the first week versus Iowa State. I think they're really talented. I actually watched a lot of their game last week, and I saw a lot of good things, a lot of dominant play, and a lot of I should have won by way more. Minus 13.5 versus Georgia Southern, a team that only beat Campbell by 1 in their first game. And Campbell was the team that lost to Coastal Carolina by 20 plus. And if you want to throw parallels there, that puts Georgia Southern pretty close. This is we're a lot of chain of command here, but Georgia Southern on a Kansas kind of skill level. I'm taking ULL minus 13.5. I feel pretty good about it.
32 games. So we let random.org decide. So 11. Oh, not good. Not good. That's a morning game. 11. No! Oh, no. Recount. 11. No! No. Oh, my God. Is there even a line for this? Joseph Campbell. Oh, God, I'm going to get Campbell, aren't I? I'm going to get Campbell. Oh, no. Oh, 35.5. On an App State revenge game? Oh, no. That's a little bit better number than that Austin P number, but oh, God. Okay. So I guess Campbell, what was that again? 35.5. I'm so flustered right now. God, why? Give me a good game. Campbell at Joseph. Okay. At Joseph. Minus 35.5. God. I don't like this line that much for Joseph, but I definitely do not like it for Campbell. I think there is no way Joseph has. Oh my God, Joseph. They're out for revenge this week. They're gonna whoop Campbell's butt. They're going to beat them into the ground. So please, dear God, no Camels. Please, dear God, no Camels. Okay. Home team. No. What does that say? No! No! Oh my God. The Campbell Camels? Really? Can I not get a decent... What the heck? We had other games. We have legitimate games on the schedule. Look, we have Kentucky Auburn. We have Florida Ole Miss. SEC games. We have SEC games. But I get Appalachian State Campbell? We have to go with the Camels? Oh my God, the Camels? Oh, this is Austin P. This is the Austin P curse. I can't, oh my God, I need, these... I need these FCS games to get off the schedule. What are these? Oh, there's good games. Why am I getting these crappy games? Okay.
Now, folks, I'm going to lead you to the absolute well of locks. There's one team in college football
You
That is
jinxed
an
it now.
absolute maybe. I'm just saying this is a well of absolute money right here. The Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders have the worst lines I've ever seen. They were 3-point underdogs at Army, lost 42-0. They were 3-point underdogs to Troy, lost 47-14. So here they are again. Only 6.5-point underdogs at the UTSA Roadrunners, the 2-0 Roadrunners, I might add. How can you not pick UTSA here? I'm just saying, it's going to be going down in the Alamo Dome on Friday night. It's going to be ugly. But I'm just saying, put all of your money, your mortgage, everything on UTSA. Also, gamble responsibly. But UTSA minus 6.5. That's the pick right there, folks. Ty, who do you got?
All right, everyone. I just want you to relax from Bobby. Obviously had some really high energy college football stuff that he just said. I wasn't paying attention. But I want you to sit down and relax and think about what we're doing. We're picking college football games. College, a learned place of university. Well, that's the same thing. It's a synonym, but
Brother, I picked Duke last week. And I got work.
Listen to me. Intelligence, knowledge, education, classes, learning, value for your degree, being worth the time. These are not things that you think of when you think of my Texas State Bobcats, who are going to Boston College this week.
Oh, no.
Texas State, currently 1-2, all right? So let's pull up their past record. 38-17, they beat Louisiana Monroe at Louisiana Monroe. Pretty significant. Then, in a 2 overtime game against UTSA, they lost 51-48. Then they lost 31-24 against SMU. Now, they're headed up to Boston College, where they will predictably lose. Boston College has beat someone. They beat Duke. Okay,
so bad.
Intelligent. Well, it was 26-6.
And it was a 5.5-point favorite for Duke. It was a bad wild card pick.
Favored by 17.5, according to my line that I got off of Bing. Whatever just popped up.
How uses Bing?
Official line provider of this is Bing.
Anyways, Texas State. They're going to lose. They're going to lose, but not by 17.5. They haven't lost by that much, and they can put up points. Get me Texas State to cover here. This is not the L word. This is not the L word of the week because one of us wants to be acting like they're an attorney and get really up on the semantics of things.
Bro, he ain't going to listen to
this. I'm just saying, y'all are cowards to not call your picks locks anymore. I'm confident in mine.
OU is my lock this week.
OU is my lock.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever picked at least this season, I've never picked my choice as a lock.
I think that's fair.
It was on the slate and some other stuff. I thought the lock was flexible.
If I had a lock outside of the UTSA game, I'd lock Texas easy. I think Texas is going to kill.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one actually because I don't want to jinx the OU game.
Ooh, I kind of want Texas Tech now.
Whatever happened to Horns Up? Not so exciting now.
I can't join the party late, Bobby.
No, yeah, exactly.
Bobby,
I don't want to be. Hold on, no. I don't want to be in that party. I'm just making fun of y'all.
So much cognitive dissonance in Bobby's head right now. He has no idea what to do. He says, does he want to join the cool kids at the cool table that picked Texas to throw the horns up? Ooh.
No, I don't.
See, he doesn't know.
Controversial statement. Horns down, baby. Horns down. I don't know. This has gone off the rails.
We should implement a podcast rule where for your pick for Texas to count, you have to throw the horns up on video.
Oh, okay, well, you can't do it now that I've already made.
No. Obviously, we're not going to retroactively do it, but
yeah, the horns up pick.
It wouldn't matter anyways because you picked UTSA, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. So, oh man. Anyways, I think that's about all I have for the
it's
week.
just gonna get worse here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that these games are actually played because I don't know. I want the world to see and hear the UTSA segment as well as Ty's just ill conceived pick for Boko the Bobcat to cover 17.
Having your wild card canceled is just it's heart crushing because you put so much thought into it, like a whole 30 to 25 seconds of thought into it, and then it's just gone in the blink of an eye because someone wanted to go to the bars. It's crazy.
And then you have to form a poorly done vertical shaky cam of you making your own pick. Speaking of which,
I was trying to mimic Blake. I was trying to mimic his production to be ironic. I wasn't doing it because I'm bad at videos. I was doing it to be ironic.
my guy's in law school and he can't turn his phone vertical, like the other way around.
Because he's playing tricks with the dice. We've seen this. If you listeners,
Brothers 4-9
video,
it's so brutal to edit though.
Stuff with the dice. He'll toss it off screen. You hear it land. You never see the die the entire time, and then he pans over, and the die just happens to be sitting there on what he wanted it to be on.
Or he doesn't roll it; he throws it flat.
Yeah, I think he spun it one time. I got one on video where he has it in his hand. Let me get my hand on video, and he spins it like this, and it hits the table, and it spins like this the whole time with the A sticking up the entire time, and then he's like, "Oh wow, look away."
It's like the Dallas Cowboy onside.
Yeah, Jamison. Honestly, if Blake, he won't hear this, but if Blake wants to rig the dice pick, that is completely fine because he is destined to lose. He's destined to hear Boomer sooner. He has no chance. Zero chance. Happen.
Yeah, the joke's on him because if it's not going to show on here, but if I have to listen to TCU, I'm just going to watch that video of him at the rec room that one New Year's where he's singing it, and it's going to amuse me for 18. I could watch that for 18 hours right now. I wouldn't mind. It's funny.
His little riff ram.
It
was incredible. Oh, man. Well, anyways, thank you all so much for watching our podcast or listening to it if you're like every normal person who listens to this show. Anyways, thanks for following along the whole way, listening to our shenanigans. So we'll be back next week to talk OU at Iowa State. Should be a good one. So everyone have a good weekend. Good luck out there. And we will see you next time. So on behalf of me, Ty and Jamison, this has been the Schooner Pod Weekend Spread. Have a good weekend and Boomer Sooner. I've been working on the railroad. I'm your host, Bobby Howard. We got
hold on. I'm sorry. Can we start over? I really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Shit, my bad.
All right.
I'll be right back. Quick. Sorry.
That will definitely be put in at the end.
Leave it. I'm playing Anchorad.
It's gonna get lit.
So leave it in. Leave it in and replace his audio with "I'm sorry, I really need to," and then Robo voice. Listen to an Anchorad.
Register to vote.
I really need to not drink and drive.
Oh, you need to register to vote, Jamison? Well, Headcount is a nonpartisan organization that works with the music and entertainment industry to get fans to vote. As a member of the music and entertainment industry, I very much endorse voting. To update or check your voter registration status, go to headcount.org, where you'll find all the information you need to be ready for Election Day. That's register at headcount.org. That's the ad.
So I've never voted, but how much information do you need? Like, you just go to the place and you pick what person you want.
Well, you need to register, of course.
Yeah, but how much information do you, like, I assume you just Google register. Like, I registered because I have a driver's license, but
I mean, like, if you know your polling place, you just show up and you're like, hi. They'll be like, are you, like, Republican or Democrat? And I'll be like, I'm a libertarian. And then they have to find the little book. And then they find the little book, you find your name, I guess show them your ID, and Boom, there you go.
You make it sound like it's a cult. Like,
Well, I mean, that's kind of how they talk about it anyway. So